What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Fellow Show. My name is Kyle. Tonight, it is October 9th, Monday night. We have a football game going on in about 2 hours, Packers, Raiders. What we're going to do here, though, is we're going to get you guys ready for the waiver wire in week 6 here. This is just a quick sneak peek. The video maybe be 9 to 10 minutes long. If you guys want to hang out with me tomorrow night, I do a live stream where we go over the waiver wire. You guys can ask your questions, and I can go over them in a live stream. That's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Time, Tuesday night. So if you guys are watching this and want to hang out with that, please do. And we hit 1,000 subscribers, so I'm so happy. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching, and I'm just excited, man. Very, very excited for the future. But Waiver Wire Report, there's going to be a link in the description if you guys want to check this out or check out the comments. We're going to go over the injuries first in this one. Justin Herbert, he fractured his middle finger on his left hand, not his throwing hand. He's going to be fine, not expected to miss any time. The big quarterback injury was Anthony Richardson. He's got an AC joint sprain in the shoulder, potential IR. I'm hearing 4 to 6 weeks. Gardner Minshew, we're going to talk about him in the quarterback section, especially in Superflex leagues. Deshaun Watson with the bruised shoulder didn't practice today, which is a concern. Coming off the bye week and he's still not throwing. Huge concern there. So we'll have to monitor him. He might not be good to go this weekend against the 49ers. Geno Smith, probable with the knee injury, but I just wanted to note it. And then Daniel Jones, questionable with the neck injury. He did have to leave last night's game early. We'll see. They're saying that he has a chance to play, so we'll see about Daniel Jones. But the Giants, man, are just not having fun right now. We're expecting Austin Eckler back this week off the bye. We're expecting Saquon Barkley back as well. Aaron Jones, man, not playing tonight. They're going to let him heal up through the bye week. I think it makes sense with, if they didn't have the bye, week 6, they probably would have played Aaron Jones tonight. So they're just being extra cautious with their best offensive player. We should see Aaron Jones back week 7. Jahmyr Gibbs hurt his hamstring on Friday at practice. He did not play. We'll list him as questionable. James Conner left early with the knee injury for the Cardinals here. They made a move to add somebody. I can't remember the name of the running back. I think it was Tony Jones Jr. They added a running back, so it looks like James Conner is probably going to miss a game, if not more. Javonte Williams, they held him out yesterday. He's going to be questionable for Thursday Night Football. Khalil Herbert, I'm not expecting Khalil Herbert to play for the next 1, 2, 3 games maybe. So we're going to see if Roschon Johnson can clear concussion protocol. Otherwise, we'll be talking about Deonta Foreman. Elijah Mitchell hasn't played in 2 games with a knee injury. The backup has been Jordan Mason there in San Francisco. Justin Jefferson, man, it sounds pretty bad. It sounds like he's going to miss at least a game, if not more. He exited early from the game yesterday and was not able to return. And right now they're kind of just, they're not really saying anything. There's an MRI involved. We'll hear more information tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm sure. Devontae Adams playing through a shoulder injury tonight. Hopefully he can come through unscathed. Amon-Ra missed yesterday. He's going to be listed as questionable all week. We'll see if he can practice. T. Higgins, he did get a limited day of practicing on Friday after not practicing last Wednesday and Thursday. I'll give him a slight chance to play this weekend, week 6. Mike Evans coming off a bye week. Hopefully he had enough time to heal that hamstring. He's going to be questionable. Tank Dell's in concussion protocol. He's going to need to clear that by maybe Thursday or Friday. We'll watch for him. Haven't seen Treylon Burks much this year with that knee injury. Zay Jones left the game early, his first game back after missing a couple games. So we'll watch for Zay Jones in the practice reports. They're saying good news on Travis Kelce. It looks like a low ankle sprain, so he's going to probably gut it out and play on Thursday Night Football. Maybe not a full complement of snaps, but he's going to be out there. Juwan Johnson with a calf injury. And then I wanted to know Greg Dulcich is back from IR maybe this week, if not next week. Just a quick spark notes for my waiver wire program. Favorite ads quarterback, it's Brock Purdy, who I think is the top 12 quarterback the rest of the season. Matthew Stafford's going to be a fringe QB1. Sam Howell's been playing pretty damn good. And then Gardner Minshew here at running back. You got Jalen Warren, Jaleel McLaughlin, Roschon Johnson, Tajay Spears, Kendre Miller, Imari DiMercado for the Cardinals. At receiver, Romeo Doubs, Josh Palmer. That's Curtis Samuel there. I should probably put a C there. And Josh Downs at tight end. Dalton Schultz and Logan Thomas. My goodness. Let's go over the quarterbacks real quick. I did make a list of quarterbacks that need to be rostered. These are the top 12 QBs in terms of percent rostership in ESPN. But man, like Dak Prescott, not really going to be trusting him. I think I can trust Brock Purdy every week in a 1 QB league, whether it's a 10 or 12 QB league. He needs to be rostered. I do think you want to stash Jordan Love over the week, even though he's on a bye. If he does look good tonight, again, he's been playing like a top 5 QB through the first 4 games here. So Love is definitely in play. Russell Wilson versus Kansas City, CJ Stroud versus the Saints, Geno Smith versus the Bengals, Jared Goff versus Tampa Bay, We'll see about Daniel Jones. Joshua Dobbs has been playing well, but these guys are all, kind of quarterback twos in super flex leagues. I don't really feel great about them. The guy that I do feel great about this week, if you need a streamer for, whether you have Jordan Love on bye or if there's an injury to one of your guys, Matthew Stafford is probably a top 10, top 12 play at home against Arizona. He looked good with Cooper Kupp back. Puka Nacua looks good. Everything looks good in the Rams passing attack here. So Stafford would be my pickup of the week if you need a starter. Otherwise, Brock Purdy for sure. Sam Howell, man, he's playing really good football. I know they struggled in the first half of that Bears game, but he looked like a pretty good passer in the second half. Hopefully they continue to lean into his abilities. Kyler Murray's a stash in deeper super flex leagues. Derek Carr against Houston, not in love with a lot of these guys here, so I'm just going to kind of skip them. But Gardner Minshew, if you guys play in super flex leagues, he is the start and the pickup in all super flex formats. Deep super flex stashes for you guys: Aaron Rodgers, Jameis Winston, maybe Aiden O'Connell, Andy Dalton, Taylor Heineke. It looked like Ritter played better, so maybe not so much Heineke, but it is Tyrod Taylor. If Daniel Jones misses time, he's going to get the start. Otherwise, these guys are just more deep end stashes. So I'll just review it real quick. Gardner Minshew is the guy if you want super flex position here. Stafford's the starter in 1 QB leagues. If you can't get Brock Purdy, I'm fine with Stafford or Sam Howell if that's the way it's going to be. Let's move on to the running back position real quick. And basically, I'm listing guys under 70% rostership on ESPN. So if anyone's available higher than 70% and they're making sense to you, please add them. But for now, I'm going to say Cam Akers at 69 nice percent there. He's starting to get more work. It's only been 2 games here, but he's eating into the workload for Alexander Madison. So he's worth a stash. Jalen Warren, though, is I think after the bye week, I think he's the starting running back pretty much. He's already forced a 50-50 split with Najee Harris. He scored more points than Najee in 5 straight games. It looks like it's Warren's backfield for the foreseeable future here. So he's a must-add, and he's got to be added if someone drops him over the weekend. A.J. Dillon's getting a start tonight. Algiers just a handcuff. Samaje Perine just a handcuff. Gus Edwards still has a valuable role in that Ravens offense, but it's not as exciting. Antonio Gibson, in games where the Commanders are losing or trailing, Gibson looks good. Jaleel McLaughlin, though, is probably the guy that I want on my bench. I know they play Thursday night. We'll see about Javonte Williams, but it looks like Jaleel is good at football, and you probably want him on your bench if he's still available. Ezekiel Elliott, kind of forcing a 50-50 split with Ramondre Stevenson. He's a stash. Roschon Johnson's the guy that I think you want to make sure you get, though. If he's available in your leagues, he's going to be getting a start for the next game, 2-3 games, while Khalil Herbert is working his way back. And who knows, maybe Roschon Johnson doesn't give back the starting job. Kenneth Gainwell and Charbonnet are both handcuff stashes. And then down here, man, we got a lot of guys that I like here, whether it's Tajay Spears, who I think is a low-end RB2 flex play in PPR, kind of like a Jalen Warren value, 8 to 10 PPR points. Justice Hill is the guy over Gus Edwards just in PPR leagues because he's out there for third downs and in goal line work, which is strange. But I think Chuba Hubbard, though, guys, he's playing more than Sanders the last 2 games. Sanders just doesn't look healthy. I think Chuba's the guy I want long-term. Not saying to start Chuba just yet, but I think we're going to see more Chuba sooner than later. And then Kendre Miller is a really nice stash. I know Jamal Williams is back soon, but Miller stepped in and was the nice running back too. They even cut Tony Jones Jr. to make more room for Miller in the offense. So he's definitely a guy that I could see getting more work as the season goes on. And then Deonta Foreman, who I think is going to be the backup, but we got to watch to see if Roschon clears concussion protocol. And then the guy that might be a plug and play this week is Amari DiMercado. We have to see about James Conner. It sounds like he might miss some time. DiMercado could be a low-end RB2 flex play the rest of the season. So those are the names I'm looking for here. The guys in bold are the ones that I like the most. And then deep stash handcuffs here. You've got Tank Bigsby, Damian Harris, Latavius Murray. You guys can kind of read these all for yourself. I do want to note I'm stashing Keaton Mitchell in a couple leagues in my IR. Hopefully we'll see him at some point in the Ravens backfield. Wide receivers this week, not as juicy. I do list Jahan Dotson and Tutu Atwell as holds. I think they still have nice roles in decent passing offenses. Obviously, Romeo Doubs, he should be owned if he's not. If he's still out there, please pick him up before the game tonight. JSN, just a stash. Tyler Boyd, Burks are okay, just at the bottom of your bench. But Elijah Moore, maybe I like stashing him in PPR leagues. I think Quentin Johnson's still a rookie stash that I want. DJ Chark, Rondale Moore, kind of whatever. Josh Palmer's percent is way too low, though. He's the number 2 receiver in the Chargers offense, while Quentin Johnson's trying to catch up. 40% is just way too low. We need to get that into the 60s or the 70s. Jameson Williams, Zay Jones, Josh Reynolds are all fine guys at the end of the bench, but I think Rashee Rice is the best receiver on the Chiefs, and he's probably going to get more work as the season unfolds. He would be the Chiefs receiver that I want. I listed KJ Osborne because of Justin Jefferson's injury. If JJ misses time, Osborne becomes an interesting wide receiver 3 flex. But honestly, the guys that are probably available in almost every league, Curtis Samuel and Josh Downs. I think with Minshew starting for the next 4 to 6 games, Josh Downs is a legit wide receiver 3 flex. And Curtis Samuel has been better than Jahan Dotson in every game this year. So I think both these guys are startable in PPR leagues right now and are probably the top pickups of the week here. And then I just have a list of deep stashes for you guys. Michael Wilson, Jaden Reed, Jonathan Mingo, Calvin Austin, Wan'Dale Robinson, Rashad Bateman, Jalen Hyatt, Alec Pierce, and Nelson Aguilar. Just deep stashes for you. At the tight end position, it's kind of an ugly week. Good news, Dallas Goedert and Darren Waller are back, though, so I think you're starting them if you have them. Zach Ertz, Jake Ferguson, Pat Freiermuth, a few is dropped. I want to stash him. But otherwise, Dalton Schultz, man, is starting to make some noise in the Houston Texans with C.J. Stroud there. Kincaid's not quite cutting it right now. I want to see how Luke Musgrave looks tonight. He might be a guy that we're talking about on the waiver wire. But otherwise, Jonnu Smith, man, has put together 3 really nice great games in a row. He's a fringe tight end 1, but the guy that you want, if you can get him in pretty much most leagues here, is going to be Logan Thomas. He looks kind of locked in with Sam Howell. So it goes Thomas for me, maybe Schultz, then Jonnu Smith. If you guys have questions, let me know on that. And then the defenses, I'm going to add more of these tomorrow for you guys, but it's kind of a chalk defensive week. The Niners, the Bills, and the Dolphins are your must-start teams. But otherwise, keep an eye on the Eagles. And then the one that might be available for you guys is the Chiefs. I don't hate the Rams as a sleeper, but it looks like the Kansas City Chiefs are a team that should be 50% available in most leagues. So I'll go with that. And yeah, I'm going to post the link in the comments for you guys after this video. If you guys have any questions, join me tomorrow night, Tuesday evening. We'll go over the waiver wire charts again, and I'll answer any questions you guys may have. But that's it for me. Enjoy the game. We'll see you guys Tuesday evening. Peace.